Get in here, get in here, get in here, guys. Good morning. I hope everyone had a wonderful evening yesterday. I hope you are caught up on all the videos. So we're just going to go ahead and dive in. I bet you're wondering why Johnathan Oddi's picture is right here. So, breaking news, right? Johnathan Oddi has surfaced. Remember, if you don't remember, please go look at my previous Johnathan Oddi video. I will post it to my story so that you guys can just go and simply find it. But remember, I said I went back and did research, and since 2018, Johnathan Oddi's court appearances have been continued all the way up until recent of 5/7/2025. I kept telling people he was not unalived, that 9 times out of 10, he was working with the government already, and they had him in protective custody or either have him in a confined area. Because, truth be told, in 2018, like I said in my previous video, I saw someone that was experiencing trauma, that was having a episode. That's basically what we can call it. But Johnathan Oddi came forward last night and did an exclusive interview with News Nation where he told the same exact identical story that Cassie told yesterday on the stand, all the way down to the candles and setting the ambiance. See, this was the part that we did not see in that original Johnathan Oddi interview back in 2014. This morning, wee hours, Johnathan Oddi stated that he went and had a spy camera put into an item so that he was able to record one of the FOs because of how near to becoming unalived Cassie was. He was afraid that during these pass out moments that she would have, that something would happen. And he did not want to be liable for her unalivement or also Diddy's unalivement because they all were taking drugs. And that leads me back to, if you once again didn't listen to the videos from yesterday, they were taking a lot of heavy drugs. Not to mention Special K, GHB, shrooms, that white powder, Blue Dolphin X, along with multiple different other things. And during these times, he said that she will pass out. So that is ultimately what that NDA and settlement was about, is because Diddy did not want that video to leak to the public. And if you listen to the previous interview that he did, he said that his team gave him the video back. So that means that he still has the video somewhere in his possession. For you guys that don't know, Johnathan Oddi's ex-wife is also a lawyer. So you think she does not have that footage, or it's not in a safe kept place? Because it was rumored that Johnathan Oddi, after he received this settlement, which him and his ex-wife had officially been divorced, he went on a property buying spree. He's been locked up since 2018. So, not to speculate, I think there might be some camaraderie there between those two. And if so, kudos to definitely both of them of working beyond their differences and making sure the best interest of each other. But let's dive back into the last portion of yesterday. Everything that we have witnessed, have heard, all of these different stories. First, I want to shout out to Gene Deal for keeping it 100 the entire time through each and every single interview that he provided to Art of Dialogue. If you have not been following this story, Diddy's own friends have been saying the same exact identical things and trying to warn people, but yet nobody was paying attention. But yet here we are, and people are still in denial. One thing that I really, really want people to understand, I've been getting a lot of comments of people saying that this is not X trafficking. I'm going to go ahead and put the definition of what it is right here so that everybody can truly, truly understand how this is indeed taking place. But to sum up the end of yesterday, after Cassie's jaw-dropping testimony yesterday, I truly felt bad for her husband, and I truly understand why yesterday the judge called a sidebar and they had a discussion, wondering if her husband should actually be in the room for the testimony. From the information that we heard just through transcript and the additional that I heard later, man, when I say bad, like he really, I don't think he should have been in the room, honestly. And I think that they should have been separate. And maybe there is a possibility that he may get called. But needless to say, I really don't think it's warranted at this point because there are too many corroborating witnesses along with the stories that have already been told. And yet we are just entering day 3. So I want to leave you all with this tidbit of information. In a second here, I'm going to go ahead and flip on exactly what Johnathan Oddi had to say this morning when he was interviewed by News Nation. So go ahead and listen in.
I had sex with Cassie and Sean. Basically, he would masturbate and tell me what to do with Cassie. I had like 15 encounters, and I heard lots of business. Because what they would do is Sean talks a lot on the phone and on the TV with people and stuff, and I was like a sex slave.
So at the time, Oddi's story seemed too far-fetched to believe, but not anymore. And now, in an exclusive interview, Oddi opens up to News Nation senior producer Allison Weiner about his claims, beginning with why he's agreed to talk now. Listen to this.
I felt bad because I got along well with her, and I think she's a decent person. And unfortunately, I had a suspicion that she was in a situation that she was in, but I wasn't sure. And now I understand what was going on in her life and what was happening. And him beating her up in the hotel shows me the type of individual he is, and confirms that everything that happened to me was true and correct and in line with his personality.
So he's speaking to us from a Miami jail now. Here is how Oddi says it all began for him.
I was a male Chippendale, a model Chippendale, you could say. And they called me for a show they called the agency that I work for to do a show. And then I went out to the show, and things led to them offering me more money to perform sexual acts. And that's it. That's how I basically got started. I get dressed like a police officer, I do a show, I do a strip down, and then, they offer me some more money. They offer me some more money to do some extra stuff.
So Oddi did get specific about the extra stuff that he says Diddy wanted from him, and these specifics were consistent with what he told law enforcement during the 2014 interrogation. Here is how he describes the atmosphere and how frequently it happened.
Candles, sensual atmosphere, lights off. He would sit in a corner in a sofa, watch and masturbate, and he'd say, he'd tell give instructions what to do to me. Perform oral sex, rub baby oil, and he'd tell me rub baby oil, perform oral sex, and then have sex.
How many times did you have sex with Cassie?
Probably like 15 sessions.
And what did you get paid? How much?
It would be like 800 each time. Each act, but sometimes it'll be
the sessions were drug-fueled, and that his concern for both Cassie and himself led him to get one of their sessions on video. Listen to what he says about that.
Why did you decide to record or video?